Hey guys, and welcome back! Today we're going to take a look at a deck from SuperbLizard. This is what he would call a budget deck, so it only uses cards from the core Faeria set. So if you only have the starter pack or the core pack, you can build this deck. You don't need any cards from the expansion. And this is a Shaitan Monstrosity deck. It's a bit slower than the ones I've played in the past, not some explosive OTK kind of thing. It can do that, but it plays more like a kind of mid-range control style deck that sticks a monstrosity down and uses it to gain power from the Altar of Souls, the Demon Wings, stuff like that, and then you can maybe position yourself into a lethal kill with Flash Wind and Fanatic. So the one main thing this deck is missing, to give it that explosive push that the older variations had, is the Kaleem's Training. Able to give the Shaitan Monstrosity flying, and then it can kind of zip around and move around the ocean tiles, not requiring land. Whereas this version, because it's a little slower, it's willing to play that kind of long game. It does require some land position in order to get that monstrosity kill. So just keep that in mind when you give this deck a go. So let's get to it and see how this deck performs. Alright guys, into our first match. Let's throw all this away. We're looking for an early harvester. Monstrosity's fine as a harvester. It's a 0/5, you know, it's quite bulky. It can't really do much until you get some of your creatures dying. But it's durable, it's mobile. It will collect the Faeria for you in the early game. Now, this deck is complex in some ways, because you have to really time when you go off, when you set up the monstrosities, like how you use the monstrosities and find those kill turns. So like I said, it can be a little difficult depending on the situation. Spellwell. Alright. One answer to the issue of the Kaleem's Training, sorry. Lost my thoughts. So the Kaleem's Training is the Mistral Guide. So Mistral Guide does, you know, offer a way to gain flying on the monstrosities. The double neutrals here, which means there's no water elemental in hand. Into a commander on the left hand side, so we can just soul drain the commander. And then we maybe set up a Kaleem. We can stick like a desert here. That would be a good way for Mistral Guide to get to the middle, if I want to. These could be off Spellwell. This is definitely off Spellwell. This, on the other hand, who knows? So yeah, we can soul drain this. That's fine. We'll take another desert. Here. And then we'll take the Kaleem. So I'm forcing my opponent to double neutral here if he wants to interact with Kaleem, which means there isn't an option to go for something like Aurora. And even like Mirror Phantasm's not optimal at this point. No Faeria to get to it. So Kaleem should be able to just kind of cause some trouble. That's his main job. You know, collect Faeria, cause trouble. I can set up Monstrosity, so I'll gain that free attack as well. That's also an option. Takes a lake. He's going to move down that side. This is probably going to shimmy back into safety. Yeah. Probably a pass. Unless there's no Frogify. There might be a Visions. Visions seems a bit meh. I wouldn't even bother using Visions unless my opponent's that afraid of mobility to kill this frog. But I think that's what my opponent's wrestling with right now. Does he go for a Visions? Go for a Prophet of Tide instead. It's just in the middle. So that's actually a little better because it offers at least a way to answer Kaleem in the right situation. Alright, so now I did get the mobility, but the Prophet of Tides did create some problems. So I have the option to draw. It's an Altar of Souls. It's not bad. I think I'm going to come back, actually, and then go to the left side with Kaleem. We'll set up an altar, play Mistral Guide, and then just dash these across. So the Altar of Souls is one of the main ways you can fuel the Monstrosity. Because the 2 Faeria 6-1. So the 2 Faeria 6-1 will give it 6 attack. That's really good. You know, it's going to get 6 attack. So it doesn't take a lot of creatures to get into that 1-turn kill range if you're going for that. Also, remember with Monstrosities, that if you have a Monstrosity on board with a lot of attack, you can actually play a second Monstrosity, a fresh Monstrosity, and then when the high attack Monstrosity dies, all that power will transfer to the other Monstrosity. So there is a way to kind of keep your Monstrosities quite healthy with attack if you have multiples in hand. So that's just one thing to think about if you do want to set up multiple threats. So going for a commander. That's fine. It's a soul drain, that's pretty good. I'm probably just scoot back. I can then dash up this. I can collect here. So I'm still in kind of Aurora range. I don't really want to run into the Aurora. So I'm going to push this here to challenge this guy. I'm going to soul drain this frog to protect my Kaleem. And I'm just going to +1 and I'm going to pass. So I heal myself for the Altar of Souls. So I do gain a bit of life to use. But my opponent's not applying much pressure, so the Altar of Souls should get a lot of mileage. Now, Lizard was saying when he showed me this deck that because red isn't as popular on ladder anymore, Altar of Souls is actually really good. Because Ground Shakers are just not about. Like, in my last video, I was playing Red Bargain. Altar of Souls would not like Red Bargain, but if you're in a meta where there isn't much red, like Altar of Souls could be a very cool card to build a deck around. Or you could just play this deck and have that option and have the Monstrosities as well. What's coming up next? So probably just something to block me from killing the Wisp. I do have a Nightmare. That's an option. Maybe a Battletoad. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. And another Monstrosity picked up. Well, we need to protect the altar, so we're going to have to kill this anyway. So I feel like we get a Monstrosity onto the board to make sure it can start doing something. So we can go for Monstrosity first. Oh no. We go for the altar first. We dash the 6-1 here, then we dash the Monstrosity. Just leave the Monstrosity in this position, I think. And then we still have like the mobility line with a Fanatic for the future. So let's do that. So let's get the Slaughtering Shadow here. Then we can play this. Not going to bother with the dash. Just clear this guy, then I'm going to +1. And just keeping our Faeria nice and healthy. We could even set up potentially another Monstrosity if we're looking to transfer the attack in the future. Against blue is a little sad because they do have access to something like Frogify. So that eliminates a Monstrosity. That's one of the best ways to deal with Monstrosity, going for the transform effects rather than hard removal. Because the hard removal allows you to transfer the attack to the next Monstrosity. If you Frogify it, it's a 2-2. So it's only ever going to give 2 attack. What's my opponent up to? I think this is Dream Reaver. Like, I have a feeling this is Dream Reaver. But we'll have to see. So yeah, so preemptively Frogifying here to make sure it doesn't gain any attack this turn. And like I said, Transform being one of the best ways to deal with Monstrosity. But one of the beauties of this deck, I think, is it's not all in on Monstrosity. Monstrosity is a win con. It still has Altar of Souls to generate pressure. It still has stuff like Manta Riders, Kaleem. It has great yellow cards that allow you to just play a normal game, but you also have the Monstrosity as a backup. So you're going to Frogify my Mistral Guide. Okay. Not expecting that. So you could go for a board clear, which I quite like. I'm just gonna do this. This is for the future. This is for a future Monstrosity path. Clear this, and then we're just gonna Nightmare this guy. And we're gonna take. We might as well take a Slaughtering Shadow. We could play 2 next turn. I could just play the aggressive 6/1s. That's pretty good. I mean, the Monstrosity is like a bonus, but like aggressive 6/1s are pretty solid. So he does kill Kaleem. And probably set up a Yulani. A very defensive position. And getting that last Dream Reaver Lake down. On top of that, let's go for a Desert. We'll take you here, and then we can guess we might as well. Why not? So these 2 are not enough to kill a Dream Reaver. That's going to represent. Maybe I should have left this guy down actually to jump back. But I think sticking a Slaughtering Shadows down is fine. But then again, a Demon Wing is a little better, I guess, because I don't have to build land. Let's take a Demon Wing. So we represent 10 damage next turn. With the Frogs and with the Slaughtering Shadow. My opponent has to build land to double collect to play the Dream Reaver. So it can go like land, double collect Dream Reaver. If that's an option. If that's something that my opponent's interested in. Takes a draw instead, so there's no double collection at least. I may feel like it needs to play more defensive here. We might see another, like another Ninja Toad just to kill the 6/1 to relieve that pressure. Water Elemental. Okay. So now we get to do this. 2, 2, 6. Might as well. Might as well. Why not? Could even stick it down as a collector. But I think we're fine. I think we're okay. So our opponent just has to deal with what's up. See, it didn't even need Monstrosity at this point. Opponent just, like, 6/1 Slaughtering Shadows. They're pretty good. Like, if your opponent doesn't have 1 damage in hand, a 6/1 is pretty solid. So can't Scourge this turn, can Dream Reaver. Might just see another Ninja Toad. Gonna go for Fagoro first. So probably gonna take Urn. Doesn't have the time to get Yulani's Medallion. Takes 2. Takes another draw. I think that's game. Yep, this is going to be game. So Monstrosity answered in the early game with the Frogifies, along with that Slaughtering Shadow. But it was the Slaughtering Shadow in the end with the Frogs, which were able to finish off our opponent. So good game there. Let's move on to our next one. Alright guys, we have a rematch for our next game. So we do know this is a blue Dream Reaver. I'm going to keep... I think I keep a Soul Drain for the commanders, and then I keep the altar, and then I just throw this away. And I get Kaleem again, so very similar hand to last time. I'm going first this time, so I don't mind keeping some quite expensive in land cost, like an Altar of Souls. Oh, a deck switch, so it's actually not blue this time. Oops. Okay, so I made the read that it would just be blue again. Turns out it's going to be yellow. Probably Yellow Rush. Yep, so my opponent, sick of losing to the Slaughtering Shadow, decides that actually I'm gonna play Yellow Rush and show me who's boss. Look at this tempo. Ridiculous. So we'd have the option to... Is that Mistral Guide and stuff? Like, I might actually just shoot Kaleem up. Just make a desert here and shoot Kaleem into a really aggressive position. Because then my opponent has to at least, like, acknowledge Kaleem and leave my Mistral Guide alone for a turn. So I could go this way. Could go right up. If I go right up, my opponent doesn't have to build land. So if I go this way, I get to collect a Faeria. This is very unlikely going to kill Kaleem. So I'm actually forcing my opponent to make lands to answer this card. Now, it does give the option to ping, double neutral, move up, hit Soul Drain. So it does give removal options, but it does force that land build in. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to move this Zealous Crusader over here, and that will give me a bit of time to maybe set up an altar, get some 6/1s down, and go from there. Just goes face. Just goes face instead. Okay. Plays another Zealous Crusader for a 5/5. No, it's Shaitan Scavenger. All right. So we get to kill Saggy. It's very important. Saggies are a nightmare. Not a last nightmare, but a nightmare. I think I'm just +1 nightmare this. Let the Scavenger live for a turn. I think +1 nightmare is a little expensive. But I didn't clear anything, so I've kind of committed to it. If I take a draw now, I kind of mess myself up a little bit. So I'm gonna take the nightmare. And let's see if he goes for the... I'm hoping he goes for the guide, because if he goes for the guide now, the Kaleem gets a hit, I make a land, I play a follower, and then I just start beating my opponent down. And then I maybe set up another desert later with the Altar of Souls, put this in front of my face as a blocker, then put a 6/1 down, and then just start chipping away at my opponent's life that way. So deciding to go face into another Scavenger or Zealous Crusader. Maybe just like a salmon. Yeah, just a salmon. So I get the Soul Drain this at least. So I'm thinking here, 3 damage, clear this, Soul Drain this, leaves me on 2. Desert, hit. I can even put an altar in front of my orb at that point, but the Mistral Guide's actually more of a problem. So maybe I kill the Mistral Guide instead. And then... yeah, kill the Mistral Guide. I could go for a more defensive line, where I kill the Scavenger with Kaleem using mobility, and I kill the Mistral Guide, and then I Soul Drain this. But that's awkward, because where do I play it? Oh, I guess he can come across this way. I guess I think I'll try that actually. So we have to do this first. Oh, we could have actually given this flying. Ah, okay. That was a very tricky sequence then. So that puts me with a creature on board and 0 Faeria. My opponent starts on 3 Faeria, so I think like prayer is a bit of an issue for me, but it depends if he's running 3 of them, because Teddy Bill doesn't run 3 of them. Takes a chip, takes a draw, and pass. So we kill this. This is dangerous. This is dangerous, but It puts a creature down for me. I'm a little vulnerable to Spirit Theft now. Spirit Theft is actually very good. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that was bad. Maybe that was bad after all. Because now I can't even deal with a Slaughtering Shadow. Spirit Theft. Ugh. Man. I just remembered it. Yeah. Okay. So I killed myself there with the altar. I should have maybe just waited and went into Manta Rider on the follow-up. Yellow Rush. That's Yellow Rush for you. GG's. Let's move on to another match. Alright guys. Different player this time. So potentially a different matchup. I really like these on turn 1. It's great. You can just start harvesting straight away. Very nice. It's a 5/2 as well, so it gives 5 attack to the Monstrosity. That's also very good. Desert from us. Lots of yellow all of a sudden. Everyone's just playing yellow. I could split off and start collecting off my own wells. This could be Rush. There's a lot of potential this could just be Rush. I haven't seen many yellow decks outside of Rush, and then a bit of Flyers played by Teddy. So I think I'm going to preemptively deal with Rush. Explore. Okay. Okay, so it is going to be some form of flying deck. That's really cool. It's nice to see variation. I actually don't need that many deserts. Like, I need one more for Altar, but I'm probably not even going to play Altar this turn. So do I double neutral instead? Or do I just take a draw? Just try and find some options. I guess I could play Altar to play a Slaughtering Shadow here. Alright, okay, I'm game for that actually. We'll get the Slaughtering Shadow behind the Emissary as a way to protect this side of the board, and also make sure we generate some Faeria once the Drake Rider clears this. We also give a very limited way for the Drake Rider to trigger its Corrupt. So it can mobility here, there's no land. It can mobility, so it can move here, so that'd be 2 mobility tricks, move here, and then trigger, but doesn't get to kill anything. It could like move here, mobility here, and trade, move here, and just trade anyway. So the Drake Rider actually doesn't have a lot going on. We might just see like double neutral, move, Wind Soldier, something like that. That's also has potential. I might just take a draw. I don't have much that I want at this point. Ah, cool. So we can set up the Monstrosity. That's good. And we'll take a Slaughtering Shadow while we're at it. Why not? It's there. No, this Altar wants to give a Slaughtering Shadow. It's a small price to pay a Life Force, but 6/1s. Pretty good. Choking Sands, a bit sad, but it's actually Faeria positive for us. Our opponent... Oh, it's actually very negative for us, sorry. It is bad. It is bad for us. I lost a Faeria in that situation. Sometimes against yellow, I think it's worth... yeah, I think it's worth playing the Monstrosity when you can clear something. I think that Monstrosity was actually quite greedy. And SuperBLizard would be giving me a very big telling off right now. Desert Middle. Soul Drain. Into a Fairy. I think that's the clear. Because I don't have any Flyers left. Well, that's okay. I have Soul Drain of my own. I also have mobility if I want it. I think we just desert here. Soul Drain this, play a shadow, and then just take another shadow. This is a very different match. I haven't played the deck like this before. I started off like this in anticipation of Yellow Rush, but then ended up playing against Yellow Flying Event, I guess, if it's got a Shadow Silk in it. So yeah, well, we'll see what's happening. The position of the Shadow Silk is very interesting because Spirit Theft? Oh wow, oh no, if he had Spirit Theft, I was gonna say it would just be his own version of Altar of Souls. I don't know if I care if this gets events, that's the thing. I really don't know if I care. This goes here. It's really annoying if it goes there. Maybe I should have +1'd and then double slaughtering again. I think +1 is actually a little better. Because if I +1'd, I could Soul Drain this, and then I could go slaughtering and put my opponent in the same position. But now things are a bit awkward. But I can't quite afford everything. So I think I drew a little too preemptive there. That was a very preemptive draw. And +1 double slaughter and Soul Drain was much better. So this is going to trigger. That's something I can't really stop at this point. So let's stick Manta here, and let's just make another Slaughter and Shadow. I do have mobility, so Manta Rider in this position is not too bad. Steps back, collects. Another Drake Rider. Demon Wing. It's a little better than a Slaughter and Shadow at this point. I can Demon Wing +1 Soul Drain. That is an option. I could just kill this. That might be even better. Mainly because if I play Demon Wing and my opponent has Soul Drain, he gets to get the Corrupt trigger on this, and then how do I deal with a 5/6? So yeah, I actually feel I should probably kill this instead. Represents more problems. And I'm not going to use this. I have 2 in hand that I haven't used yet. I don't want to fill my hand up. Oh, it was a turn I didn't use Altar of Souls. What is wrong with me? Scoots down. Okay. Yeah, I felt like I've made a lot of mistakes this game. I could have played better, for sure. What am I gonna do about this? I don't even know. Like I could chip away at it with the Fanatic, I guess. Just like take that pre-hit now. Do set up a collector this way. Let me just +1 and pass. Like I'm in a bit of a weird position. My opponent has a lot of Faeria, a lot of cards in hand. I'm playing very defensive. Open myself up the Spirit Theft for this line. I need to do something. I don't feel like I'm getting anything done in this game. Just kind of sat around hoping. I don't even know what I'm hoping for. I don't even know. Like, what am I hoping for right now? I'm waiting for those Colossus to come down and ruin my life. Faeria. Could play as Arai. It has been featured in decks recently. Dilgano is the man when it comes to playing with cards that don't get used very often. Krog is Arai. Soul Drain. He's just gonna pass. Very passive play right now. I'm kind of waiting for my... I guess the thing I am waiting for is a mistake from my opponent that I can capitalize on. That would be beneficial. If my opponent would just make a mistake. Just one. Don't ask for much. Steps down. Flash wins. Takes the 6. Interesting. So we are gonna flash wind ourselves. Oh, okay. Actually, we got a really good line here. So we can move up. We can play the Monstrosity, and then we can play the Wind Soldier. So we cleared the board, and just gain a lot of power on this Monstrosity, pushing up to an 8/5. That might be the line for my opponent that gives me breathing room, gives me the time to come back. Because even if there's a nightmare on the Monstrosity, what else is going to happen? That's a 6 Faeria play. Like, yeah, okay. So what's the follow-up? You need 4 Faeria remaining. Spirit Theft my Shadow and play a Shadow? Soul Pact. Okay. So Faeria's back. It wasn't that bad. He was able to salvage it. Into Leia. God, I don't really care about right now. I can just move back here, play a Slaughtering Shadow, and then maybe play a Demon Wing this side. And then this way I start to move the Demon Wing back into double collection. The Slaughtering Shadow kills the Leia, killing the Death Touch for me. I can then maybe I could risk taking another Slaughtering Shadow then to try and deal with the taunt structure, the Shimmering Statue. What's next? It's a Fairy. Takes a draw. I'm just going to back out for Leia. Okay, I like that. Just make sure Leia has something going on. This is 4 damage to my face. That's pretty bad. But I do have an answer, fortunately. In the mobility. We can knock this shield off, I think. I think that's... Or at least move up to cause some problems. We could go for Fatigue. I think that's an option now. Fatigue is definitely... We have 7 cards ahead of our opponent. We've started to stabilize on board. And I've managed to keep my card draw to a minimum. I've been +1 in it a lot to make sure I can keep up with my opponent's Faeria. And in doing so, I've been able to use the Altar of the Souls as a way to put creatures down without relying on the card draw or using cards from my hand. Because the Altar of Soul generates a card to my hand and I use the card. So I essentially lose nothing. I just lose Faeria. In terms of card advantage, it's fine. Takes a clear. Yep. Another Sunsilk. Takes draw. So now 6 cards. Pretty good. He probably doesn't even want the Shadow Silk to trigger anymore. There's not enough cards in deck. I'm just waiting for the Colossus. The Colossus is the thing I'm scared of. Into the Slaughtering Shadow from earlier. This is a tough one. This is tricky. Because one mobility trick allows 4 damage to go to my orb. I could draw for the... I could draw in hopes to find the removal, but I don't think it's worth it. What I can do, I have a couple of options. So I could go for a Mistral Guide play, and then dash a creature in front of my orb, be it a Slaughtering Shadow or a Demon Wing. I could also double neutral, and then kill this, and then put the Taunt structure in front of my opponent's orb. That's another thing. But this Taunt structure could provide additional turns for my opponent to have if I do go for the mill game plan. So I think the Mistral Guide option is just a little better. I just need to decide if I'm going to use a Slaughtering Shadow or use a Demon Wing. I think I can still draw now if I'm going to go for this because I don't need any additional cards to play this setup. So let's do that. Take another Altar. That's not that useful, unfortunately. We're going to take a clear. We're going to scoot up. We'll go for the Mistral Guide. And then let's not use my life as a resource just yet. Let's go for the Demon Wing. And we'll try and keep this layer alive. We don't really want to deal with it. I'm going to go for Mill. Mill is going to be my game plan. I'm going to try and outlast my opponent. I always have opportunities to accelerate Mill if I can get some damage of my own, but it's not looking likely. I think I'm just going to have to, like I said, just grind things out a bit. Just trying to hold off my opponent and let the Mill do the work for me. Mill's going to take some time, especially at 16. So I might need to accelerate that clock a little bit. Maybe get a cheeky hit in, or maybe play a little bit aggressively, but I do open up layer. Another Sunsilk Fairy. Takes another draw. Wow. This should come across and clear. I don't think you want to give me double collection. I think just mobilities to mobility here, and yeah, you're gonna clear this. That's a good idea. That's a good plan. Soul Drain. No Soul Drains. Feels bad. But I can now dash a Mistral Guide there, which is a bit more durable. Doesn't die to Soul Drain. Yeah, I'll take a draw. Take a... Oh, right. That's something I do need to find. This is fine here because the Wind Soldiers... Although, actually, no, it's not. I can just move it here instead. So the Wind Soldier does double collect, but it does stop the Sunsilk from killing it. I'm not sure if I'm going to win this. I have no idea at this point. I'm just playing and hoping. Goes for collection. Scoots down. Flash wins to draw more cards. There's only one event left. +1. From the Faeria well. Takes an aggressive land. Probably gonna play... No. I was expecting a Colossus there. Is that Radiance? Don't say that's Radiance. Come on. It's gonna be Radiance. That's Radiance. Yep. Hello, Radiance. So now I'm just dead to Soul Drain. Yeah, so I'm just dead to Soul Drain now. Oh, I have Fanatic. Doesn't do a lot, unfortunately. Alright, let's see the Soul Drain. Oh, win Soul. It doesn't really matter. As long as he can kill... Oh, he's got a mobility trick. Yeah. So once again, Radiance being a way for me to not react or interact with my opponent at all. And I'm losing... I lost to Radiance. I win a lot with Radiance. I lose a lot to Radiance. It's just one of those cards that doesn't offer any interaction, really. It's just a 10-10. I'm going to play a 10-10 and see if you can deal with it, because your creatures can't block. You can't interact with my board anymore with what you have on board. See if you have it, and there we go, and that's it. Like, if my opponent didn't play Radiance, I could have maybe, you know, killed the 4-2, set up a few more defense, but yeah, Radiance there going to finish off the game. So yeah, there we have it. Let's go on to another match. Alright guys, another match. Get an Emissary. You can use that as an early harvester. Could also use Mistral Guide with Wind Soldier. This has good like good synergy. Let's keep it. Let's see what happens. So we've had a lot of yellow. We've had 2 yellow decks. And there's a 3rd yellow deck. Yellow is back. I guess we'll find out why. I lost to Yellow Rush because of a massive misplay, and then I lost to Yellow Event Flyers because of Radiance. Maybe other things did contribute to that loss, but the standout thing was definitely Radiance. I'm not going to play her in Yellow Rush this time. I'm just going to assume it's not Yellow Rush. Let's find out. Let's see if I made the correct call. Could still be Yellow Rush. Could definitely still be Yellow Rush. So let's truck down this Emissary. Could go Desert here and start doing all the Mistral Guide shenanigans. So it'll be a Drake Rider. So another Drake Rider. And a Choking Sand. Wow. Does not want me getting anything good going. Okay. So we could double Soul Drain Guide. That's not bad. Guess we want a desert somewhere we can start throwing things around the board. So let's take a desert here. We'll just take double drain. So that puts us that gives us initiative now. We have a creature on board. Our opponent's on 3 Faeria. We have a Wind Soldier. That could do a lot of work. I could like move here, Wind Soldier dash here, double collect, clear anything on this spot. We do have some good options going forward. I want to gonna maybe scoot to the other side. That also gives us the option to I can move here, dash, collect, go up this side and kill something if anything came here. Soul Pact into Leia. So Leia making its return. Oh, look at that. Pick up an Altar of Souls. Dash this up, the block collection, and then we'll +1. Want to keep my Faeria nice and healthy. I'm going to be throwing a lot of slaughtering shadows around the board. It's going to be a spirit theft. Oh, is this the event deck from last time? It must be. This looks way too similar. So am I going to lose the Resurgence again? Wind Soldier? No, just a slaughtering shadow. Okay. I do need to kill this, but not really an option to do that just yet. This can go here. And then this can go here. Make sure we get that extra Faeria. Oh, +1. So we're doing okay. I don't think it's brilliant for us right now, but we have this little setup we had in one of the previous matches. We're not playing from our wells this time, which really hurt me. Another spirit theft. Man, it's just going in like he's just stealing my slaughtering shadows. Feels bad. I can take a draw. Ah, no. I guess no, that works. That works. I can go like this. We're just back into the same situation. So I'm not going to dash it this time because I moved my Mistral Guide back. So if my opponent had a mobility trick, Leia could kill the Mistral Guide. So I'm leaving the Slaughtering Shadow here as a way to defend the Mistral Guide and make sure it sticks around. Especially if I can give this flying. You know, that's going to benefit me greatly. So it looks like Leia is going to back out here. Which is fine, because I can just shoot a Slaughtering Shadow up. Stick this in double collection. Could even actually I could launch Kaleem into double collection on the left as well. So that is also an option. Might Wind Soldier this now. It's a draw. Another spirit theft. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised to see another spirit theft here. Maybe even just a soul drain. I don't think my opponent needs to. I guess he could respect mobility. So I have a Monstrosity. Interesting. So I could move this up here, move the Mistral Guide, play an altar, and then stick a creature here. This can move clear, and then the Sunsilk could. So I could actually dash this here instead. If I want to protect my Altar of Souls, I could dash up a creature into this position, which does open me up to my Mistral Guide dying, but I do get to keep my altar. Now, I'm kind of feeling that my altar's a bit more valuable at this point, because it's just giving me reoccurring threats. So let's do that instead. So I'm gonna move here. I will then take the altar. I'll dash it here to protect the altar, and I'll +1, and then I'll stick Kaleem at the bottom. Now, Kaleem might eat up... Kaleem might actually eat a Choking Sands here. So I could have Monstrosity'd instead, but I'm actually feeling my Monstrosities could be more valuable. I feel like my Monstrosities are more valuable here. I got hit by Choking Sands a couple of times last time. I'm actually going to run away. Flash Wind. Does kill the altar. Does take it out. This Leia doesn't have anywhere to go if there's no removal for these Slaughtering Shadows. Oh, okay. Okay, that works out fine, I guess. Ah, no, not really. I'd like to play Monstrosity this turn. But I'd have to take another 4 damage to my orb. So I kill this, I shoot that, I hit this, and then I maybe just play an emissary down. I'd like to play Monstrosity. I can do it. Like I said, I just have to leave this here, which I'm not keen on. So let's take. I don't have a lot of life, so let's take the clear. We can +1 and take the emissary. We'll take the emissary in the middle, or do we take it here? Because then we kind of get blown out in this position. I mean, we just take it in the, I just think we take it here anyway. Because we get to double collect, and then I can set up a Monstrosity if there's any options to clear something. Double neutrals. And passes, alright. Let's take a draw. Flash Wind. Could be handy. What's coming down here? Why would you double neutral in this position? I'll set up a Demon Wing. I'll set one up as an option to defend from this position. Because now I have Flash Wind. I do have a way that... Oh, are you serious? Disgust me. God damn it. Yep, that's why he double neutraled the way he got me last time. Luckily I have Flash Wind, but he could just have Soul Drain. Ah, I can't believe this. How did I end up in this awful position again? Right. Is there a Soul Drain? I was lucky I had the Flash Wind that time. I've set a Monstrosity, basically, so if this gets killed by a Soul Drain, I have the option to finish this off. Which it does get killed by a Soul Drain. He punches me for 10. Four off lethal. How can I do this? If I pick up another Soul Drain... Oh, I used double Soul Drain earlier. If I pick up a Wind Soldier, I could have lethal. So this gets Fanaticked and hits for 5. That brings me up to 10. Oh, I think that's lethal. Don't you think that's lethal? Yep, that's lethal. So as you can see, I Soul Drained my own guy to give it stats. And this is something Lizard mentioned in the description of the deck. So luckily I did pick up the extra mobility trick there to set up lethal. I didn't get cheesed out by Radiance this game. But yeah, my revenge has been satisfied, you know. My thirst has been quenched. I got to defeat Radiance, finally. So yeah, good game to my opponent. Let's move on to our final one. Alright guys, gonna wrap things up. Let's throw all these away. Amber Moss. We have played before, friend. I just need to remember which deck. I played so many matches, it's all a blur. Although decks can change. It's gonna be a lake. Oh, is this Dream Reaper? I believe it's the Dream Reaver deck. Cat, you need to move. Just pulling my mouse off the table from the wire. Kupo is has no remorse. She wants something, she'll make my life hell until she gets it. Right, so that lake into an explore, into another lake, into a Battletoads maybe? Could see a Battletoads show up. It's weird because I don't feel this is a good land placement for the deck, but it's just so hard to not play a turn 1 harvester for me. I just need to do it. I want that Faeria. Water Elemental. It's a little bit of a misstep from my opponent here making the lake for me, unless it's going to be a Battletoads, which is not. So I get to deal with this Water Elemental. Oh, I think this is the Dream deck. I remember now. So I get Monstrosity, which is pretty good. Where do I want to put it? I guess I could just put it here. And have it fight this. Maybe I wanted to play it behind the Demon Wing? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Gonna go to this side instead. I mean, just play a Battletoads. So Battletoads we were expecting at some point anyway. But we probably just get this Monstrosity out of danger. It's important we keep... No, we keep this Monstrosity alive for the future. This commander could come down now and double collect. We'll see. Radiance, actually the win con was Dream Reaver Radiance Creation last time. So maybe something to expect in the future. No cisterns this time though, it's just being kind of creatures. Plays a library. Maybe backs out. Into another Battletoads. Toads for days. I don't like where this match is going right now. I'm not keen. So I'm just gonna try and apply pressure. That's the plan for me. A Manta Rider might just be the card that does it for me. So you can see I'm kind of maneuvering my Monstrosity around obstacles to make it more difficult for my opponent to deal with. And this is mainly in hopes that the Monstrosity is able to maybe set up a lethal kill, especially with this library ticking away at my opponent's life. This is an annoying card to deal with right now because the commander can come across and clear it. And a frog finishes it off, and then this finishes it off. But then you give me like... Give me a lot of power. Like, I gained basically just 12. It takes a lake here. Why didn't I think of that? Ninja Toad. Jumps across. It's going to clear the Monstrosity first. Probably frogify this. Or at least MP it. And then clear my Demon Wing, maybe? I don't know. No, it's another Battletoads. I'm just going to kill the library. That's fine by me. What's the commander going to do? Is the commander going to kill the Demon Wing? Yep, probably. An Emperor's Commander. Just had it. It just had all the answers there. All the answers. Right. Stick an aggressive desert. Let's get this guy down. I'm going to move this over so it can start collecting off the right-hand side. And then I guess we just pass and we just hope for the best. So these two frogs can kill the emissary. That is possible. But my opponent doesn't have any cards in hand. But a lot of Faeria to work with, and the library's still ticking. That is a problem. I think one thing is I'm not very good at this deck. It definitely takes a bit of practice and just trying stuff out and seeing what feels right in certain situations. And that was kind of a warning from Lizard in a way. So there is like a level of complexity to this deck in how you manage your resources and stuff like that. This is just an MP. Like, if this is an MP, it's really sad. It's gonna be an MP. It's a Fagoro. Is he going to take Urn or Medallion? No, it takes the Urn. I'm so far behind. Like I'm miles behind. Like this is the thing that blue does right now. If you don't put a lot of pressure on blue really early on, this happens, and you're just like, well, what am I gonna do? Like I don't really have a lot of options here. There's a 6/1 I can't kill. There's tri collection, quad collection with a double neutral, a library, giving 2 Faeria, drawing a card every turn. I have a Demon Wing, which dies to Fagoro at this point. I'm gonna take a draw, and then we'll go from there. And I could play Mistral Guy, but I know my opponent runs Creation. So my Mistral Guy's probably not going to live. But if I'm playing Mistral Guy down here, how am I stopping the library and all this stuff up here? I'm not. I'm just having to defend. 10 Faeria, 5... My opponent went from 0 cards... Oh, 0 Faeria, draw 2 cards. So more cards from my opponent. This is just game. Like, this is game. There's just no way I win this. It's impossible. I'll see what my opponent does this turn. There's room for error. No, this is just game. So that is gonna conclude this episode. I think the deck has potential. It's just I haven't had that much experience with it, I guess. It gets blown out by stuff like this pretty easily. That's an unfortunate thing. Maybe I need to play more aggressive, but I don't really feel like I had the option. I guess I could have started off double neutraled and then desert into a Demon Wing and then pushed up that way, but like Battletoads generate so much value against this kind of deck without the Monstrosity, and the Monstrosity can get answered in. I made a misstep by putting my Monstrosity here. I should have stuck it here. That might have helped out, but I don't think I would have won this game. Not with the library there and my opponent having that just crazy turn of where you just answered my Manta Rider. But yeah, that does wrap up this episode. So an unfortunate turnout for me during this episode with the Monstrosity deck, but don't give up on it. Like, I don't play every archetype that well. Like, I mainly play control decks. Like, control is my archetype. I can play aggro, I can play mid-range, but they won't be anywhere near as good as me playing control. I had a good run with the mid-range green, but I think that deck kind of clicked with me quite well. That's kind of my mid-range deck. I generate a lot of value through power-ups and stuff. Monstrosity, on the other hand, like yellow, I've kind of left yellow recently. I used to be quite into yellow about a year ago, but nowadays I don't tend to play yellow unless it's with another color. So I haven't really had a lot of experience playing yellow decks. So don't be disheartened. Like I said, you guys could probably do a better job playing this deck than I can. And if you do get good results with it, let me know, because it is a core set deck, and if you're looking for something that challenges you, I think this deck could be right for you. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. This week, I took a look at 2 of Dilgano's decks that were featured during the Cyphers Open. You can check out his green mid-range deck or his red bargain deck. Both very cool decks. Yeah, and be sure to check them out. So until next time, guys, take care, and I hope you enjoy SuperbLizard's Mono Yellow Monstrosity.